You need to stop being a weirdo. And I may have talked about this in other videos, I'm not really sure, but this is one of the most important things for everything that you want in life. Because if you're weird, people are going to question your intentions. And this sounds weird. People are going to question your intentions. And what I mean by weird is not unique. People are unique. People have different, and if you're unique, that's good. You have different actions than the norm of people. You have different things that you do. So you don't want to necessarily take away that. You want to be weird in that way. You want to be weird in the way where you have good intentions. Or wait, you want to be weird in the way where, yeah, you do actions that have good intentions for yourself. And that's not normal in today's society to have actions that go for yourself and go for like gaining more influence or power, and just you have actions uh, that go for improving yourself. But you don't want to have these weird social cues. You don't just want to be a weird guy. And you understand what I'm talking about. Now that I said like the different types of weird, there's weird and then there's weird. So there's weird in the point of like you're weirding people out. Like nobody wants to be around you. You're not unique. You're just you're just odd. And when you're odd, people won't admit it, but they question your intentions. It's not the idea of, oh, I don't want to be around him just because he's weird. It's I don't want to be around him because this guy is like he's doing something, he's saying something, he's got some weird social cues, he's got some weird like ideas, he's like suspicious almost, like why are you like this, what happened, what are you trying to do, what are you trying to get from me? So you don't want to have that. And the idea is, as I said in my last video, the whole world is a power game. So if you have these weird social cues, people are just going to wonder like what you are trying to do, what are your intentions. But if you're just normal, you're comfortable, you make people comfortable, that is how you gain more power. And that sounds manipulative, that sounds crazy. But the idea is everyone wants to gain more power. So you have to make others comfortable and others like easy to be around you so you can gain more power. And I don't mean gain more power by taking away their power, but I mean gain more power by becoming more likable, becoming like a better person, a genuine better person. The more of like a good person you are, and like a good person, you're nice to people, you're like a genuine person that has gratitude, and you're just really nice. You make people feel pleasurable to be around you. But that is how you gain more power, because when you're more likable, you have more influence. When you have more influence, more people like you, more people talk about you, and people will listen to you more. So when they listen to you more, you're able to get business ideas out there more. You're able to change the world more. When you're able to change the world, that is how you create a business. That is how you create something. That is how you make the world different. And you just have to get away these weird social cues. You have to observe yourself. You have to observe how people react to you in social settings. If people are reacting to you weird, there's something wrong with you. There's something that is like causing people to wonder what your true intentions are. And even if you don't have any conscious intentions, you might have either unconscious intentions that are causing you to act in a weird way, or you might just be weird. You might like not get into social settings enough. You might be in a uncomfortable social setting. So this is why you need to work on articulating yourself, work on your body language, work on how you are as a person, work on like how you articulate yourself, how you make yourself like seen out there. And another thing is, if you're weak, if you have no power and you don't know how to articulate yourself, you don't know how to like make your voice heard to the world. And I'm not saying just in like a video type form like this. You don't know how to talk to people and make your voice heard into the world. You are going to be seen as weaker. You are going to be seen as lower in the social hierarchy. And when you're lower in the social hierarchy, you feel sad, you feel weak, you don't feel ready to go in life. Especially as a man, you have lower testosterone. Your balls don't work. You can't do anything. You don't have like a drive to go after like sex or anything that's like normal for a human's drive, like humans and men to have. So you need to go out there and realize that you need to get away these weird cues. Because if you're weird, no one's going to want to be around you. If you're weird, no one's going to want to have a conversation with you, because they just like they're weirded out. They're not comfortable. You want to make people comfortable. Making people comfortable and making people feel pleasurable is one of the most fulfilling experiences. Like getting away from this power trip that I'm talking about. It's one of the best experiences when people are smiling and laughing and happy to be around you and obviously comfortable. If you can if you can have a level of power to where you make people feel safe around you, because when you're at a level of power, people like mess with you less almost, and they don't try to like they understand they can't like just go after you, because if they go after you, you have people behind you. For me, it's like I'm not the best fighter, I'm not the strongest, I'm not the biggest, but not a lot of people try to fight me, because if they try to fight me, I have multiple strong men that are like some of the strongest guys at my school are behind me and know me and are very close to me. Football players, wrestlers, like some of the strongest dudes, six packs, like genetically gifted big guys, like defensive tackles, offensive lines, like big guys. They're behind me. They know me. We're close. And if anyone tries to mess with me, I've talked to them about it, and they're like, "We're gonna beat them up. We're not gonna let that happen to you." So I don't have to worry about being the strongest, like in the world. I do want to be very strong. I do want to be like able to fend for myself. But when you're at a state of higher power, no one's going to mess with you. And people sense that. People sense that when you're in higher in the social hierarchy, there's people that dislike you because you're higher in the social hierarchy, but there's not a lot they can do about it. Because when you're higher in the social hierarchy, you have many people around you. You have many like influences around you. So if someone genuinely dislikes you, they don't have a lot of people to go to that also genuinely dislike you. I had this kid who, and this is going to be a personal story, who he really didn't like me. I think I insulted him once, and I insulted him because he had a very high ego for absolutely no reason. So it kind of pissed me off, and I probably shouldn't have insulted him because I made an enemy there. So I insulted him, and then he got really mad. He like sent death threats and was just being an asshole and trying to like push me and start something. But I don't think he realized that most of the school liked me. Most of 99% of people liked me. So when he started like telling people like, "Oh, I hate Jack. I hate this person. He's such a horrible person. Like, look at what he said to me." And it was like a small little insult. It was nothing crazy. It was a small little insult. And he was like, "Oh, look at what Jack said to me. I hate him. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to mess him up." Nobody supported him. In fact, he literally started to stop sending me death threats and started to stop trying to mess with me, because I have maybe 20 men at that school that would beat him up if I told them about him. Like, I told people about him, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go beat him up." I'm like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You don't gotta do that." But like, people were very close to going after him and beating him up. If I said the word, they probably would have gone after him and jumped him and beat him up if he didn't run away. So that's the idea. Like, you can't, like, don't mess with people in the higher parts of the social hierarchy. Like, if you're going to try to take their spot in the social hierarchy, you kind of have to like be with them, be nice to them, and then secretly work in the, like, that's why I'm reading the 48 laws of power, so I can climb the social hierarchy even more, because there are people that are above me that I just want to know how to get to that point. But you don't go after, you don't like see yourself as a threat to someone from a higher social hierarchy, because if they have enough power, they're able to erase you, isolate you. They're able to turn you into absolutely nothing. Like with this kid, I told people about him because he sent me death threats. Like, I wasn't going to let that slide. So instead of me like fighting him or doing something stupid that would jeopardize my future, I had no reason to do that. But I didn't want to be around him. I didn't want him like still trying to start a fight, and then people see me as weaker because like he's pushing me and I'm not doing anything. Because he would come up to me and push me in school, like nothing crazy, nothing like bullying, but he would like push me and then back away because he didn't want anything. And I remember I have a lot of influence in my school, so I told people about him. So he started to stop messing with me. And then a year later, he still tried to mess with me, he still tried to annoy me. I had the messages, I had the death threat messages. I sent them to the school, got him expelled, and now he's in a different school. He's like away from anybody that was at the school supporting him, and he's just an asshole. So now I'm even higher in the social hierarchy because people know that I got a person out. Like, people understand more of my influence now. And I know this may sound cringe to you, I may sound like egotistical, I may sound weird, but you have to understand, being higher in the social hierarchy gives you privileges, gives you like things that you can do. And I'm using my, like, I have power, and I'm not using my power for bad. I'm not using my power against any people. I'm using my power against people who, like, this guy was racist, homophobic, like everything that you could say. And I mean, I know those are just labels, but he literally was. He would go around like saying incredibly racist things, like, and not even in a joking manner. Like, he would say, oh, that's all Mexicans or whatever, like, to a Mexican. And I mean, if you're in a joking manner in a friendly environment, I think that can be sometimes okay. But he would say it to anybody, and he was just a pure asshole to everyone. So I got him out, and then there was this one more time where this girl, she was my friend for a while, and like we were really close friends, and then she all of a sudden started to dislike me. I don't know why. I don't know why she started to dislike me, and honestly, it hurt at the time because I thought there was something that I did, but recently she started to tell her friends, and recently I like climbed the social hierarchy even more, and more people started to like me. So she was like telling her friends, she was like, oh, um telling her friends like, oh, I don't like Jack, he's manipulative, he's bad, he's a horrible person. And since I was higher in the social hierarchy, and the friends that she was telling that to knew me, like they knew me very well, they knew me deep inside, they didn't really believe her. So what happened is she kind of spiraled into a negative like spiral, which I'm very sad about. I didn't want her to spiral into a negative spiral, and I still like loved her and wanted her, like, not loved in that way, but loved her and wanted her to have a positive life, have a positive influence on this world. She was a very good person. At a time, she was a very good person. And then she kind of spiraled down a negative train because when she tried to label me as manipulative and label me as a horrible person to other people, they didn't believe her. And not only didn't they didn't believe her, it wasn't true. She had no concrete evidence of me being manipulative. She was just saying it and saying things that I said and trying to frame them in a different manner. But it didn't work because people genuinely knew me. And I don't know all the things that she said, but like I talked to my friends and they're like, yeah, we know you didn't do that. Like, we know you were not a manipulative, horrible person to her. And then she spiraled into negative and started trying to put the same label on other people that they're manipulative. And she like tried to like, I guess she was trying to climb the power hierarchy or whatever, and maybe she was jealous of what others had. And this is why you need to know how to use power too. You need to know that you're going after power, because she was unconsciously and still probably unconsciously is trying to do this, is trying to climb the social hierarchy. But since she's unconsciously doing it, she's being an asshole to everyone, hurting everyone, and making everyone feel uncomfortable and horrible. So now, like, most of her friends that were her friends are not her friends. And I didn't even have to say anything. It was just the idea of going after me and going after me in trying to be an asshole to me and trying to paint me in a way that makes me look like a horrible person backfired horribly for her. So when you have more power and have more influence, you have to understand that you're you're not someone that's going to be easily fucked with, even if you're not strong, even if you're not like incredibly like powerful. But if you're someone who's just like you have like a higher social status, so you go in school and everyone knows you, everyone loves you, you're someone not to be fucked with. Because if you're fucked with, you have people behind you that will fuck with the person who fucked with you even more. So then the people know that, and they don't know how to take you down, even though you appear like, for me, I appear pretty weak. I'm not the biggest guy yet. I'm working on bulking. I have muscles, but with clothes on, I'm still pretty skinny. uh I run, so I'm not like a wrestler or a football player. I don't have like a normal runner's physique, but I definitely am not. I'm just not big. I'm not like big and intimidating, but people still seem to not understand that going after me has consequences. And this sounds egotistical when I'm saying it, and I don't like saying it because it does. But if you go after me and try to like take me down or whatever, it's not going to go well 90% of the time, because I have so many people behind me that love and support me. And this is something I'm very grateful for. Like, people can try to take me down, and I have people who genuinely know me deep down inside that will save me, that will talk to others and be like, he didn't do this. I don't know what they're talking about. So, my social status, and since I have that level of power, it's pretty cemented into my school, into my life, and to the people that know me. I think that's going to be the video, guys. I just wanted to talk about this. It's another very important thing that has to do with power. Like, don't be weird and attempt to climb the social status, because when you do, you get a lot of privileges. You get a lot of good things to happen in you in life. And when I mean privileges, I don't mean negative things for other people. I mean, just privileges. Like, people start to love you more. People want to be around you. People want to keep you safe. And it's an amazing feeling. It's incredible to have that level of support. Hope you guys have a great day, and go out there and do something today.